Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today on this speculation randomizer, we're going to be talking about a new rumor coming out of the LCS, another off-season rumor coming from today, Team Solo Mid, where there's been just a ton of speculation surrounding the team because right now their top lane, mid lane, and support are really all up in the air, and we still don't even know what Doublelift's going to be doing 100% either, so they could have potentially 4 positions swapping around in this off-season. So there's just a ton of speculation. They could be either importing or going with the resident in really any of those 4 positions, even though support seems like it's almost guaranteed to be an import, but top lane, mid lane, and AD carry all could be either imports or resident players. So we're taking a look at Licorice Zoo, who's actually a new kind of rumor leaking account that's coming up in the scene, starting to tweet a bunch. They've had some reliable tweets in the past, but they've also had some stuff. They've got some stuff wrong. It's been a ton of speculation and rumors, just like all the other accounts. But it's at least somebody else in the scene that's hearing some stuff and has some stuff to say. And the tweet that caught my attention was, if Ssumday gets his green card, permanent residence, then TSM will try to pursue him for their top role for top lane. Which I think is really, really interesting. He also says that TSM supposedly wants to create a Korean environment, meaning they want a Korean support and they want to build their team around that with a Korean top laner and maybe even a Korean on the coaching staff. So then that would mean they're looking at Ssumday and Impact in the top lane. Which that rumor actually lines up with what we heard earlier, that Licorice is now maybe not looking at TSM anymore and might actually be going over to FlyQuest. So if TSM ends up with Impact, or potentially Ssumday, since if they're not getting Licorice and they need a different top laner, then that actually could work in with this Korean environment that they're thinking about going with. But again, since they're probably going to have to import mid or probably going to have to import support, they need a resident top laner. So in this scenario, they would need Ssumday to get his green card, become a permanent resident. And again, if he becomes an NA player, then it's looking like TSM could be interested in him, especially if 100 Thieves, obviously they wouldn't really want to get rid of Ssumday, but they are kind of in a rebuilding phase. Their team hasn't been that good in a while, and they can't really justify continuing to pay Ssumday, especially if some team's going to offer them a bunch of money. But the other thing is that TSM's not usually that team to throw around a bunch of money, so I don't really know if Ssumday rumors make a lot of sense. I think Impact is probably the cheaper version of Ssumday, and maybe the little bit more realistic one, but Ssumday to TSM would be so hyped. So I know fans are going to get excited about this, and I know it's going to be something that a lot of people are going to be talking about, so I thought that was a really interesting rumor. As far as the other latest information for TSM, Wooloo tweeted out Team Solo EU mid. He hasn't really said anything other than that, so he's really just trying to get people riled up. But people are saying maybe that means Nemesis, maybe that means Perks. Who really knows? Again, I don't know if TSM's going to get Perks, because apparently Perks is only looking for these monster offers. He's trying to get paid if he's going to leave G2. And it just doesn't seem like TSM is going to be the team to drop a ton of money on him. So I think Perks to TSM is very unlikely. But Wooloo seems to claim that they're maybe getting an EU mid in the near future. But I did think the way more interesting rumor was Ssumday. Again, who knows if he's going to get his green card or not. I've heard stuff is really complicated right now, especially with COVID and everything going on, as far as getting residency and getting green cards and getting all that stuff. So we'll have to see how that goes. Again, I have no idea even if it's likely that that's going to happen or if it's unlikely or whatever. I'm no expert in that kind of stuff, so I don't know. But if it does happen, be looking for Ssumday to potentially be moving off 100 Thieves and maybe even to TSM, which would be super crazy, super hype. But yeah, pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. Would you want to see Ssumday on TSM? Would you rather have them go with Impact, Licorice? And then, yeah, what do you think is going to happen with the rest of the team? Any thoughts, opinions, rumors you guys have on anything surrounding TSM or the LCS in general? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Subscribe to get on my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.